Alright guys, give me a second to get set up and situated here. I'm just starting off my day, and now I can't find my standings and make some money and address some of the address for like the last 2 or 3 days now. But first, we're gonna try to see if we can get some orders going and get high. This is like, I have not gotten high all day, so this is my kind of my wake and bake for the day. Like I said, I don't know what's going on over here, but there's a lot of construction going on, and for some reason there's been like a lot of police officers around here. But I just started my day, and like I said, I haven't been streaming for a while now, guys, and I've been real busy this whole summer with my son and just hanging out with them and spending time with them. Throughout the school year, you really don't get a chance to spend much time with your kid because they're in school the whole year, and school occupies a good portion of their day from 7 in the morning till about 5 in the evening. So I didn't really stream that much this summer because, like I said, I was with my son the whole summer, and when my son is home for the summer, I drop everything else. I don't want to do anything else besides hang out with them and spend time with them. That's how important he is to me, that I just don't want to do anything else besides spending time with them, making them happy, making him as happy as possible, and making sure that he's constantly having fun. And that's my goal during the summer, is just to hang out with my son and make sure everything's okay with them, and make sure he's just having, you know, a lot of fun, and that, you know, he's having a good summer. So that's the reason why I didn't stream this summer. It's just because I've been real busy with my kid. Like I said, he had summer break, and we did a lot of things. We went to like SeaWorld, we went to the pool, we went to the beach. You know, we did the whole summer thing. But for the most part, we were just indoors most of the time because it was a really bad summer as far as it goes with rain. It was a very rainy summer this summer. So we didn't do much outdoors as much as we usually do. And the car broke down for about 4 weeks. It took 4 weeks for me to get the car back from the Toyota dealership and running correctly. They had to change out the transmission. We had to get a whole new transmission for this car. So I really didn't have the car either, so we didn't go out and do much. I wasn't able to stream, and we were basically indoors most of the time, being little chuds, playing video games, and being up all night, and just having a blast. I had a really fun summer with my kid, and I wouldn't trade it in for the world, for anything else. But with all that said, I have been playing a lot of MYTEAM throughout the summer. Been doing really good with MYTEAM, been having a lot of fun with it. And I'm usually winning like 250 plus games in Showdown. I usually have a 80% win ratio versus tier 1 players in Showdown. And I'm usually in tier 2 of King of the Court in Showdown. So the game itself has been really fun for me, and really a great distraction in life. You know, a great way to get away from stress, and a great way to, like, you know, just relax and have some fun, and you know, not think about the stress of like everyday life. But one thing has been causing me some stress, and that is your boy Heat Fight. And I don't know what it is with Heat Fight, but today we're gonna, you know, I've got all the time in the world. I'm at work. I'm gonna be here for the next 4 to 6 hours until I make some money. I've got to really improve this account. I haven't been to work in a month, so this account is kind of got, my rating has kind of gone down a little bit, and I got to get my rating back up to platinum status. So we're gonna be here for a while today while I make some money, and while I'm here, we're gonna be talking some MYTEAM, some basketball, and we're gonna be talking about Heat Fight. Because this has gone on for long enough, and it has been like a year now of this beef with Heat Fight. And it's not even beef. It's all like fabricated beef and fabricated nonsense. And it's a lot of nitpicking about nonsense and complaining about nonsense. And I really want to call it like bitching and crying about nonsense. And it just, It's just utter ridiculousness. How much bitching and crying he's done like a little schoolgirl about things that shouldn't matter when it comes to the video game of NBA 2K26 My Team, and things that like not only don't matter, but it shouldn't matter to him because it's like none of his business. Like, I just don't know why he thinks it's his job or his right or his business to go around talking about everyone in the community, from DBG to JC2K to myself to Ty Debo. Like, I don't see, what is it to you of Ty Debo uses AI created and generated thumbnails? What is it to you of there's people in Ty's comment section that aren't happy with this thumbnail, or they might unsubscribe to it? What is it to you? Like, who gives a fuck? Like, no one's watching Ty Debo because of his thumbnails. We're watching Ty Debo because he's the GOAT. He's the greatest player the My Team community has ever seen. And instead of praising him for that, like, this guy wants to like tear him apart and shit. Hold on, guys. I gotta light up my joint. It keeps going out because I'm trying to talk at the same time. So, I don't want to say we're going to start from the beginning, but we're going to start from the beginning with this fabricated beef and bullshit. So, from what I remember, it started like a year ago. I used a part of his thumbnail. It was a wheelbarrow that had like a bunch of VC or like MT coins spilling out of it. I did a Google search for, you know, VC coins, and that's what came up was Heat Vikes thumbnail that has some VC coins spilling out of a wheelbarrow. And I used that part of the thumbnail for my thumbnail. I cropped it out and I used it within my thumbnail. And that's how I found out about Heat Vikes channel. And I was like, oh, look, there's another person out here, a new person that's covering. What's up, FOMO? What's up, Winter? Winter, to be fair, Winter, I really don't think any of the My Team creators are doing anything spectacular or groundbreaking as far as it goes with videos. None of us, including myself. We're not doing anything that's extremely highly entertaining. And guys, I only make like about $150, you know, a month, you know, YouTubing and stuff. So I really put it into it as much as I get out of it. And the My Team community isn't that big. And the mode My Team isn't that big where if you stream it and you cover this mode and you cover this game, you're going to make a bunch of YouTube money off of it. You know, so there's really no reason for anyone to go out of their way to like try to make best My Team content, you know, because unless you're Troy Dan, you're really not making that much money off of My Team content. Troy Dan covers like so much more besides My Team, but when he does a My Team video, he does, you know, put a lot of like high production behind it. The video is very funny. It's well edited. But as far as like, you know, the big three, you know, DBG, JC, and Ty Debo, I guess you could throw Carlo in there too. He's become rather big and Decentric. None of them are doing anything groundbreaking as far as it goes. Even Evan Tanaka. Evan Tanaka's coming back. Evan Tanaka didn't start showing his face on camera until like 2K27. I mean 2K26. Halfway through it, he started like showing his face on the face cam. So none of us are doing anything too groundbreaking when it comes to like, you know, content. It's all pretty lame content. It's all pretty mediocre and mid content. The only one that I could think of that makes it a little bit entertaining than usual or than the rest is The Witness. The Witness does go out of his way to try to make the videos fun and entertaining. You know, like he'll come up with a theme behind his videos. Like, hey guys, today we're gonna make a team of NBA players that put out rap songs. So The Witness does do a lot of, I want to say entertaining content. Hey FOMO, what's up FOMO? But for the most part, I can't say that anyone is doing anything groundbreaking anymore. And the reason, there's a whole bunch of construction going on over here, so there's a lot of cops, so I gotta kind of watch out because I've always got like a joint on me. So I can't say that anyone in the MYTEAM community is doing anything groundbreaking or like, you know, highly entertaining. So to say, oh, Ty is trash, that's kind of like ridiculous because I can't say anyone else is doing anything better. You know, and not anyone else, not one content creator is making the videos entertaining or fun or, you know, that exciting. So it is what it is. MYTEAM content is what it is. You know, it's people doing gameplay. It's people doing reviews on cards and players. It's people doing, you know, dropping, you know, news about the leaks or the promos themselves. So there really isn't that much you can do with MYTEAM content. And the game really doesn't give you that much good content, you know, back in 2K24, you could make really good content on this game because there was so many challenges that you had to complete for like packs, and the audience would want to see, hey, what did you get from your locker code? Hey, what did you get from grinding out domination and getting this pack? What did you get from these packs in unlimited? And the game isn't really like that anymore. So the game itself, 2K the company, and MYTEAM the mode, really doesn't give you much content to put out there. And that's why some people like Heatvike have resorted to making content not on the game, but on the people within the community that actually play the game. Yeah, FOMO, he does, The Witness does great stuff. He's really entertaining. He's a really fun guy. I wish he would stream. I've never seen him stream before, but I wish he would stream because he looks like he'd be fun to hang out with, you know, and play MYTEAM with. So, you know, Heatvike, and I want to say, since, you know, especially since 2K25, the company really doesn't give you much content to cover. And I feel like maybe that's why Heatvike went the route of covering just the people in the community that actually play the game. And that's fine if you want to go that route. I mean, I can't tell you what kind of, what to do with your own channel, you know, what another grown man should do with his own channel, but I could advise him on it. And if you wanted to go that route, I would think you'd want to make more positive content, you know, on the people in the community. You don't want to constantly be complaining about, bitching and complaining about them, or nitpicking about every little thing. So, you know, like, and I'm going to go back to, I think it was like 2 or 3 videos ago. He made a video about Ty Debo's thumbnails, and that it was kind of pathetic, and that Ty Debo was scum of the earth, and he doesn't do anything for his community. And his community was also in his chat, in his comment section, saying that he was, you know, that they were done with the AI created and generated thumbnails, and they were gonna unsubscribe and all of this nonsense. And again, I don't care what Ty Debo uses for his thumbnails. I could care less if he's highly entertaining or just funny sometimes, I guess. I watch him because he's a fucking 2K nerd. He's a MYTEAM nerd. He knows the ins and outs of this game like he studies it. And he's the best player in our community. He's the GOAT of our community. And instead of like trying to nitpick, you know, about every little thing he does to, like, you know, depict him in a bad light, or, you know, talk about him negatively, why not praise him for being the best at the game, you know, being the GOAT in the game, and actually the greatest player that the MYTEAM community has ever seen play the game? Why not praise him for that instead of trying to depict him in a bad light or nitpick him at every little turn and try to like make a big deal out of nothing? And let's just say Ty Debo creating artificially generated thumbnails was a big deal. It's a big deal for him and his community. What is it to you, Heatvike, if the people in his comment section are complaining? What is it to you if some people unsubscribe to him because of his thumbnails? Who are you, the thumbnail police? Winter, I want to say that even though DBG does complain about the game, and it doesn't seem like he likes the game at the time. There's plenty of times where DBG is helping out the community, like with his how to get these free no money spent players and how to make a good team of them, and which of these, free no money spent lower budget players are worth running with. DBG does a lot for the people that are playing this game on a budget. He's constantly making videos on budget cards, and that is something that nobody is covering in this community. No one is talking about, hey, which are the good budget cards that you should be running with. And I'm not talking about the price of the cards. He knows which amethyst cards are actually good. He knows what diamond cards are actually good. Cards that nobody cares about covering. Nobody cares about making any kind of like player. They don't want to do a player review on, or they don't want to do any gameplay on those players because they're low budget cards that no one really cares about. He'll go out there and he'll make videos on those cards just to inform the community, like, hey guys, Diamond Ben Simmons is pretty damn good. You should be running with this card. And that's a bad example. Diamond Hershey Hawkins, guys, is a really good budget card. You should get him. He's 3,000 MT. He's got this, that releasing upper, and he's really good, and he's really close to being just as good as this pink diamond card. He's always real informative and knowledgeable, like which budget to run, how good they are, how they compare to the card information, especially for those that are in the game on. And again, I don't want to say that DB is like highly entertaining or he puts a lot of production behind his videos or that the edits are super, super good. It's just a basic video, of just him talking about budget cards. And that's what this community has kind of become. It's just, basic videos talking about the game and stuff. Okay, guys, I got to go into this restaurant and pick up the food. I'm going to take you guys with me or else I'm going to lose the internet connection. And I don't want that to happen. So you guys are going to come in with me. Oh, my internet is really lagging out here today because the weather is kind of bad. And anytime the weather is bad, my internet is going to lag. It's just the way Orlando is. So DBG does serve a purpose because, like I said, he's really chock full of information and knowledge of the game. But to say that one person is worse than the other, DBG, Ty Debo, JC2K, Carlo, Decentric, all of us, we're all putting about the same effort into these videos when it comes to production, and editing. It's really I can't say there's one person that's really going out of their way to make like videos that are like groundbreaking. Carlos's story, he's funny and entertaining, but he's really not doing too much, not anything too different from anyone else either. Hold on, guys, I gotta pick up this order. This restaurant is called Portobello's, and it's really cool. They make it look like an old school diner. It's really, really nice. I love the way it looks. The aesthetics of the place is super nice. It makes you feel like you went back in time to the 1940s. It's got like an old school diner feel to it. Really cool. So, with all that said, going back to saying that the game doesn't give you much content this year. It's not like, in the previous years where there was so much to cover when it came to this game. So many free packs that they gave you, RNG packs that people wanted to see what you got. They wanted to see, you build squads. Nowadays, you could drop a squad building video, and no one even watches that anymore. So some of the content is also gone dead and boring. And a lot of people are just repeating and recycling a lot of the same content, a lot of the same gameplays on players, game content, stuff like that. Which I don't mind. Like, you could pick and choose what you want to watch, But I always like watching stuff that has to do with the actual game. I like watching videos where JC is giving you gameplay on, the newest card. And then Ty Debo goes and he does the same gameplay on the same card. And he gives you his thoughts and opinion on the card. I like watching those kind of videos. I like watching, you know, tier list type of videos. I like watching the top 10 videos. You know, stuff that's informative and knowledgeable. I like watching videos that talk about the auction house and the exchange event and stuff like that. And all of those type of videos are really needed and useful for the community. Oh my gosh, what up, Keon? But either way, they're all covering stuff that has to do with the game. And that's my point that I'm trying to make, is that it always has to do with the game. But no one is, I can't say anyone is very entertaining, or that anyone is, you know, putting a lot behind the production. But at least they're sticking to the topic, which is the game itself. And today, guys, I'm going to be talking about your boy Heat Vike, because Heat Vike is someone that does not play the game at all. And I could understand if you don't play the game and you know nothing about the game, you know nothing about the cards, you don't know what... He can't talk about the animations or SIGs, he can't talk about gameplay, he can't talk about recommending cards to you. You know, there's really not much he could talk about when it comes to the game, because he doesn't play the game that way. And to each their own. There's many different aspects of this game. There's many different ways you could play it. There's many different modes that you could play and enjoy when it comes to this game. But if you don't play the game, it's gonna be really hard for you to cover. I'm glad to hear that, Keon. Everything's going good with your family? I hope everything's going good at home. You know, that's what counts the most, is when everything's going good at your household. When things aren't going good at home, that's when, you know, it starts to break down and affect you personally. So I hope everything's going good at home and life is treating you good and you're living your best life. I really do hope the best for everyone. It really sucks when things are going on in the household. It really sucks when, you know, you got one man down in the family and it's like you're all down. So it really does suck when the family life and things at home aren't going well. So I always wish the best to everyone, especially when it comes to their family life and their home life. But back to what I was saying. That's good to hear. Back to what I was saying. If you don't play the game, like Heat Vike does not play the game, you know, you're gonna have, and you want to cover MYTEAM, there's gonna be times where you know, you're not gonna have much to talk about if you don't play the game. You can't do any gameplay on the cards. You can't talk about squad builders. You can't, you know, talk about, you know, you can't stream the game while you play and just hang out with the audience. You can't team up with the people from your community. You can't run showdown, or you can't run park or team up with them. You're gonna struggle for content. And I guess that's why he chooses to make content on people like DBG and JC2K and myself and Ty Debo. I guess that's why he chooses to make content. And you know, I have spoken to Heat Vike, you know, here and there one time. And he said the reason why he covers this kind of content is because nobody else was doing it. Well, there's a reason why no one else goes around spreading dirt on people's names and throwing dirt on people's names. There's a reason why no one else goes around producing TMZ-like content where you're just making up bullshit and lies and fabricating stuff just for a story and views. You know, there's a reason why people don't put out that kind of content. And it's because it's impolite. It's rude. It's disrespectful. It's...
Drive northwest on North Alafia Trail.
It's...
Then make a left U-turn to stay on North Alafia Trail.
I want to say... it's trash content. It's content that has... I can't believe that MYTEAM has reached such a low point where now we're not even talking about the game. We're talking about the people that play the game, because this guy doesn't play the game, obviously. And it's just real bad content, and it's negative content, and it's bait content. Oh, Heat Vike, I'm just talking because I just saw, and I love how Heat Vike comes in here and says that he owns rent in my head, No, my dude, you don't own rent in my head. I own rent. I own real estate in your head. And we're going to get to this. And I'm so glad Heat Vike is here for this. Because, guys, I want to say it was about a week ago where I did a 4-hour stream. And I thought me and Heat Vike killed all the beef, all the fake fabricated beef that he's making up. I thought it was all like, you know, done. And I really thought like it was done with. Because like I said, it's a lot of fake fabricated beef from Heat Vike's side. And I thought everything was done with. But after that 4-hour stream where we played 3 games and I beat him 2 out of the 3 games that we played, he went and made another 2-hour video about me. And it was just, the whole video was just about me for 2 hours and 9 minutes. It was ridiculous. Hold on, guys. And all he did in that 2-hour video was that he rehatched everything that was said in the live stream. And the reason why my live stream was so long, guys, is because I had to address 7 videos that he made about me. And that he asked me, hey, can you react to my videos? Can you reply back to these videos? Can you respond back to them? So finally, after 7 videos about me, where he depicts me in a bad light and talks about me negatively, I was like, fuck it, why not? Why not make a fucking video and reply back to Heat Vike? But it took quite some time to reply back and respond to all of those videos, because there was 7 videos that he made of me, all of them ranging from 10 minutes long to an hour long. So it took me 4 hours to respond to those videos. Afterwards, we played 3 games, 2 games of triple threat, his mode. I beat him the second game. And then we played a game of Showdown that I beat him in also. Which I want to clarify, guys. I also took it easy on him in the 3rd game of Showdown. And I beat him quite easily. And I could have beat him by... I can't remember if I beat him by 16 points or by 20 points. But I could have easily beaten him by 30 to 40 points if I was trying and putting in more effort. But I didn't want to embarrass Heat Vike live on my stream. So, after that, after I thought we talked things out like men, and we were on, you know, PlayStation, even though and there was another thing Heat Vike said. There was one time where I said, Heat Vike, I can't have you on PlayStation Party right now. There's people trying to sleep. The day that I was finally able to get him on PlayStation Party and talk to him face to face like men, that was because my girl and my kid were out of town and I was able to talk to him. The first time I wasn't able to talk to him because I didn't know what kind of person Heat Vike was going to be. If he was just going to get on my mic and just start screaming and yelling and cursing and being negative the way he's always being negative. So when it was possible, I was able to get on the mic with them and we were able to talk, and I thought hatch things out like men, face to face, and we played a game. I beat him in the game. I thought that was the end of it. He then goes and makes a 2-hour video rehatching everything, but then bringing up more nonsense. Why does Indie2K have 2 timestamps on his thumbnails? Is he still, I believe he's still in thumbnails. And I'm going to get to the bottom of this. And I'm going to find out why he's got 2 timestamps on his thumbnails. And who is he taking these thumbnails from? So then I had to reply to him and let him know. Hey, Heat Vike, the reason why I have 2 timestamps on my thumbnails is because sometimes I'm just recycling old thumbnails through the AI and just telling them to update the thumbnails, telling them to update the image. But it was such a ridiculous question and such a stupid question that I couldn't believe somebody actually sits there and wastes time within their day and within their life. That's how much real estate I own in this man's fucking brain, that he's gonna sit there and think about, why does Indie2K have 2 timestamps in his thumbnails? As if it's something to wonder about or even think about, or if it's something to make a big deal about. But he had to ask the question, why? And who is he taking these thumbnails from? And I gotta get to the bottom of it. As if he's the thumbnail police. Second thing he was wondering was, why was I playing the breakout board if I'm always making fun of offline gamers? First of all, I'm not making fun of anyone that plays offline gaming. I'm just saying that the main mode is King of the Court, the main mode is Showdown, the main mode is the Park, the main mode is Team Up. Offline gaming is not the main mode. But if you want to play some offline gaming, I don't care. That's to each their own. It doesn't bother me. I could care less what people are playing. But Heat Vike, and since I own so much real estate in his brain, in his mind, wonders why was I playing the breakout board that day? Well, let me explain it to you, Heat Vike, and since you got more questions about, me. I played the breakout board every day. When you gotta complete your daily challenges, it says to complete 2 offline games. So I played the breakout board every day, and that day I was hit with a 30-minute ban or a 60-minute ban that I was serving. So I figured, hey, why not just play the breakout board, kill some time with the audience, and now I could actually sit down and talk to them while I'm playing the breakout board, because it's easy. I don't have to worry about losing to the computer, and it's just something I could do casually as I'm talking to the audience. But he was wondering, why was this guy who's a showdown player, and why is he playing the breakout board? And then he wanted to say things that were just more like false, fabricated lies, saying that I hate the auction house grinders, he calls themselves, people that grind out the auction house. Again, I could care less what people want to do in this game with their time in this game. I'm just stating that, hey, I didn't think the MT methods were, I thought the MT methods were a waste of time. If you're somebody that actually plays the game, play the game and enjoy the modes you love. There was only 1 or 2 seasons left. There's no reason to sit there doing the MT method or sniping diamond sneakers to make a 2,000 to 3,000 MT profit on sniping diamond shoes in the final season of Endgame. I just thought that doing the MT method was a waste of time. But the second you disagree with Heat Vike on something and you give your thoughts and opinions on them, he wants to spin that into fake beef and make a 40-minute video about it and how you're wrong. No one's thoughts and opinions are wrong. Everyone is entitled to their own thoughts and opinions on the game, whatever it is, however you feel about the game. No one's right or wrong when it comes to this game. And again, if you want to sit there and waste time on just being on the MT method, to each their own. If you want to sit there and waste time on the VC method, to each their own. I can care less. I just think there's better ways to spend your time on the game, like actually playing the game, Heat Vike, which you don't do, so you know nothing about the game. You're an auctioneer. You play my eBay. You're over there simulating eBay auctions. That's all you do. You're not playing the game. You're not simulating an NBA game. You're playing my eBay. You're playing my auctioneer. You're an auctioneer. You're not a comp player. You're not even a player, period. You don't play the game. So what could you know about the game? What could you talk about when it comes to the actual game? What could you advise when it comes to the actual game? Nothing, except for the auction house. That's all. And guys, I'm going to catch up with the chat when I'm not driving. It's just that right now I'm driving, so I can't catch up with the chat really. And I'll catch up with it as soon as I'm done. But for someone that doesn't play the game, your boy Heat Vike has got so much to say. He wants to talk about DBG. Did he even make a 24-hour return? And 11 hours into DBG returning, Heat Vike already put out an hour video nitpicking about DBG, complaining about DBG, and just fucking shooting shots at him for no reason. As soon as the guy wasn't even back for a full 24 hours yet, a full weekend, and he's already taking shots at him. The next video was about Ty Debo and his thumbnails, where he also mentioned my name. And I want to get back on track, guys. After he made that 2-hour video on me, he then comes back with a how to make millions of MT sniping diamond shoes, where he made a 1-hour video, but the real purpose wasn't to talk about how to snipe diamond shoes. It wasn't how to inform you guys how to make millions of MT in season 9 by wasting time sniping diamond sneakers to make a 2,000 to 3,000 MT profit on them. That wasn't his real purpose for the video. That wasn't the real main reason for the video. That was a disguise for the video. The other half of the video was about me again. It was about your boy Indie2K. Now, While I find this compulsive, obsessive behavior, this stalkerish behavior cute, while I find it a little flattering, it's also getting very weird, Heat Vike, to see you stalking me now for a year and complaining and nitpick, and not only me, stalking JC2K, DBG, Ty Debo, and nitpicking and finding any little reason to talk about them. And you gotta find any little reason to talk about them. That's how your channel survives. That's how you create content for your channel, is with this TMZ trash-like content. Because your channel cannot survive on you talking about the game. Talking about original content. You can't talk about the game because you can't play the game. You don't know how to play the game, and you don't play the game because you suck at the game. I played Heat Vike. On a scale of 1 to 10, I give Heat Vike a 2. That's his skill level, is a 2. Heat Vike's skill set is a 2 on the game. And back to the video where he said how to make millions of MT by sniping diamond sneakers. I want to ask you guys this. If Heat Vike knows how to make millions of MT, he's constantly making millions of MT, and he's constantly making videos on how to make millions of MT by sniping players, MT methods, VC methods, diamond shoe methods. How come this guy has never had millions of MT in his account? I watch his videos. I haven't seen a million. Anytime I watch his videos, I don't ever see millions of MT in his account. And don't you think that somebody that makes videos on how to make millions of MT in their account should have millions of MT? If they're going to advise you on how to make millions of MT and how to spend your time doing it, because trust me, MT methods are a huge waste of time for the most part. Most of the time, you profit very little off of MT methods. It takes a lot of work and a lot of time of doing nothing but brain rot shit for very little MT. So, don't you think there should be some proof in the pudding that if you're gonna sit here and tell people and advise how to spend their time on this game, and that this is gonna make them millions of MT, shouldn't you have the proof to back it up? Shouldn't you yourself have those millions of MT that you're talking about in your videos in your account? I've never seen more than 300,000 in his account at once. Never. So what exactly does Heat Vike do in this game? He doesn't play domination. Those are his own words. He doesn't play any form of 5v5. He doesn't. Yo, what's good, Corey? He doesn't ever have any sort of huge amounts of MT in his account. He says he doesn't play any 5v5 at all whatsoever. He doesn't play domination. He doesn't play showdown. He doesn't play king of the court for sure. He doesn't play team up. Heck, he doesn't even play salary cap, which is for the most basic, average, casual player. He can't even compete in salary cap. So what is it exactly that Heat Vike is doing on this game that he can make videos on to advise people within the community with any sort of accuracy? He can't do gameplay on cards, nothing. He can't talk about the animations and SIGs, none of that. All Heat Vike can do is talk about the auction house. And that's because that's the only thing he works, is the auction house. And the only reason why Heat Vike is on the game isn't because of the auction house. It's because he's a huge pack addict. He's a sorry, sad-ass, degenerate pack addict, like DBG would say. And when you're a degenerate pack addict, you gotta work the auction house constantly. You gotta constantly be there sniping, I guess, everything from diamond shoes to players, so you can make 2,000 or 3,000 MT, so you can make 10,000 MT. So you can constantly get back to pack ripping and rip packs. And even when Heat Vike pulls a good card, if it's a diamond card, a pink diamond card, a galaxy opal card, a dark matter, an invincible, a 100, a GOAT, he's not keeping those cards to form a team so he could play with and compete with on the quarter showdown or the park or any fucking mode, period. I don't even think he plays. He claims that his mode is triple threat. I don't even think he plays triple threat because he was sorry at triple threat. That was my first time playing triple threat, and I beat Heat Fight by the second game. I figured him out by the second game that we played in his own mode. So I don't even think he plays triple threat. I think he just plays the breakout board on Rookie, you know, and that's about it. And that's not much. That's really not playing anything, really. So he can't do none of those videos. And since he's a pack addict, he doesn't hold on to any of the good players that he pulls to form a team or even to sell them and save and stack up MT to form a really good team eventually of just S tier type of players. He doesn't even do that. His whole purpose for the MT methods in the exchange events, doing the VC method, ripping packs constantly, trying to pull a good card, is also he could farm MT so he could continue the cycle of just ripping packs. Just a big loop of ripping packs. It doesn't matter what he pulls. It doesn't matter what card it is, how rare the card is, how good the player is. His whole purpose is just to get that player, list them, and flip them. That's all he does. Is he's going to list the card and he's going to flip the card. He's going to get that MT. He's going to rip more packs. He's going to get that endorphin rush like a junkie. And then that's it. It's not to ever get... It's not because he's searching for that one good player, that one elite S tier player. He's not out there ripping the GOAT packs in hopes of getting Taco or Thorn Maker. He's out there ripping GOAT packs in hopes of getting more MT to farm more MT to get back to ripping packs for basically all of this for no reason. It's all no reason. Because sitting there being a pack addict and just ripping packs to farm more MT, to do the exchange events, the MT methods in the exchange events, to do the VC methods, to do all of that, there has to, I would think there's got to be a purpose. So you could build an elite squad with all of that MT and all that ripping you're doing to be able to compete in King of the Court or Showdown. But that is not the case. He does none of that. It is for none of that at all whatsoever. Which is what I think the majority of the people in this community, the reason why they're ripping packs is to get a good player, to use that good player in their lineup to help form a really good team that they like and want to play with, or to sell that player so they could eventually save and stack up MT to get the players they want on their team and form the team they want. But that's usually the purpose for 99%, I want to say 99.9% of the MYTEAM community. Now, there is a subsector of the community, a subsection of the community, that all they want to do is work the auction house. But I want to say that even some of them eventually form a team and build a team and play some games. I know Jay Grinds is just an auction house grinder, but even Jay Grinds eventually builds a team that he plays games with. I don't know if he plays them against the computer. I don't know if he takes them online, but I know he eventually builds out a great squad that he plays with. But to those that just do this whole huge cycle, this whole huge process, just to continue ripping packs, just to farm MT to constantly rip packs, then you are just nothing but a sad, degenerate pack addict. That's all it is. And Vike said something in one of his videos that he used to have like an addiction problem. I'm not going to make fun of anyone for having an addiction problem and getting over an addiction problem. W's on that. But you basically traded in one addiction for another. And if you're going to waste this kind of money or this kind of time and effort and energy into grinding out MT and having to spend so much of your life grinding the breakout board just to make MT, because he said he's made 70 million MT. Can you believe this, guys? This guy is the best grinder in our community. He's made 70 million MT by grinding out the game this year, he's claimed. If you're going to put that much time and effort into grinding out the game just to rip packs, just to get that endorphin rush from getting something good because you could farm more MT to get back to ripping packs, then you might as well go to an actual casino and might as well play, like, gamble some, in real life and use some real life money and maybe make some real life money. You know, and stay over there and stare at a slot machine all day instead of staring at the auction house all day to make 100,000 MT. In those 4 hours, you can go to work, you know, get an actual real job and go to work and make some real life money and go to a casino and maybe get that endorphin rush that you're searching for, that you want, and make some money, you know, some real life money off of it. Hold on, guys. I gotta fix my camera. That's not a big deal and none of his business. Like he was talking about Ty Debo and that he was scum of the earth. And community is sick and tired of the thumbnails, and his community is gonna unsubscribe and they're gonna leave him. What is it to you if Ty Debo is using AI generated thumbnails? Who cares? What is it to you? What is it of your business? What is it any of your business if some people are unsubscribing to him? I'm sure that Ty doesn't even give a fuck if some people unsub. He's got more than enough subs, more than enough fucking views on videos. So I don't get, like, why make the TMZ trash content? Why be this fucking paparazzi stalker? Again, after he made that 2-hour video, he made the how to make millions of MT sniping diamond shoes, even though he could. Why didn't he make millions of MT sniping diamond shoes? But really, the main purpose was to talk about me for another 30 minutes. I gotta say, guys, I did not watch that whole video. I don't know what he said about me in that video. After that video, he made the Ty Debo video about the thumbnails where he also mentioned me. So ever since the live stream where we spoke and I thought we hatched things out, it was a 4-hour live stream where we played 3 games at the end. We were on PlayStation Party. We talked. I thought things were settled. He goes and he makes 3 more videos about just nonsense, about why does Indie2K have 2 timestamps on his thumbnails? Why is Ty Debo using AI created thumbnails? This is pissing off the community. I don't know. These thumbnails aren't that serious, my dude. It's not pissing off the community. No one's watching Ty Debo because of his thumbnails, and no one is gonna unsubscribe because his thumbnails fucking are AI generated. Like, who gives a fuck? Half of the community is now using AI generated thumbnails. What does it matter? But again, he made 3 videos on me after we hatched things out and after I beat him and destroyed him in Showdown. So I just don't get it. And again, I'm gonna say there is no beef between me and Heat Vike. There is no animosity. There is no hard feelings. And this is not a rival. He's not a rival of mine. This is not a rivalry. I want to say, for him to be a rival of mine, he would have to be on my level, in the same league as me. And as far as gameplay goes, guys, he is not on my level. He is not on my league. And as far as it goes with YouTube, I've got more subscribers than him. He has never streamed anything. He has never streamed this game, not once, with the community. He's never played any games with the community on his stream. He's never done anything as far as it goes live with the community, playing games, doing something with them. I don't even know who would show up if he did try to stream. I wish he would try to stream. I would love to see who's going to show up and who's rocking with Heat Vike, like he claims. Because he claims like so many people are rocking with Heat Vike. I would really love to see who's rocking with Heat and who would show up for these live streams. But again, I wish nothing but the best for Heat Vike. I still like Heat Vike's content. I still watch it. The day when I spoke to Heat Vike on PlayStation Party, I thought he was somebody that was a genuine person. He wasn't some toxic, attacking person the way he is on his videos, where he's constantly attacking people for every little thing and nitpicking about every little thing and complaining and bitching about every little thing and fabricating lies about every little thing. He wasn't that person. He was just a regular, normal, mellow type of dude. There was nothing threatening about Heat Vike or, you know, aggressive about him. He was just a chilled, laid back type of dude. And I thought that I met someone that was a genuine person. So I trusted him, you know, to get on PlayStation Party with me and during my live stream. And, you know, the people in the chat, we all said, hey, welcome in Heat Vike. And, you know, we're going to give you a chance to say your stuff. And, you know, everything. It was, you know, nothing but, you know, I wasn't going to, you know, be negative like he is. I was going to do nothing but show some love. And, I thought we hashed things out, and I'm not saying that I wanted to be friends with Heat Vike. I know he'll tell you, oh, Indy wanted to be friends. You know, like, I'm like, no, I just thought that I met somebody normal in the community, that we could keep it civil and kosher with each other, and you didn't have to fucking name drop me every other video where you talk negatively about me and you try to depict me in a bad light. I just thought that we had come to that kind of conclusion, that kind of understanding. And maybe in some ways an acquaintance or something, but not that I was looking to be your friend. I got enough friends in real life and enough within the community. I don't, you know, want to be friends with someone like you and stuff, to be honest. Someone that wants to be just negative and I'm toxic the whole time. Okay, guys, hold on. I got to drop off this order. 6544. Or another thing Heat Vike wanted to do was he wanted to talk about my financial situation with the community, because, you know, he was like, oh, somebody that wants a DoorDash to rip packs and buy things in the game must not be doing good in life. My dude, I'm living my best life. I'm living so good that I just do this for extra spare cash, and also so I can stream and talk to the community. That's really the main reason, so I can stream, make money, and kill two birds at once. If you must know. Besides that, I've already said countless amount of times how good I'm living. You guys see how much I can just spend on ripping packs. I don't have to sit there. And one time Heat Vike said, I said, Heat Vike, what's wrong with going out there to earn a living and put in a day's worth of hard work and earn a living to get the things you want in life, to enjoy your hobbies, to buy the things you want to buy. Look, I got a nice car. 2023 Toyota Camry, $30,000 car, still looking great, still looking new. He said his answer to work was he would rather go and grind my career and earn 450,000 VC, 450,000 virtual currencies for a video game than go to work and earn real life money. Where in the time that you spend doing the VC method and grinding for 450,000, let's say if that takes you 15 to 20 hours, that's overtime at work. That's a part-time job. Those are part-time hours. You could easily go to work and make real life money in those 20 hours. You would have enough to go back home, buy whatever you want in that game, and then some, and then have money left over to treat your family and take them out someplace. But he said he would rather stay home and earn 450,000 VC, virtual video game currency, than go to work. That shows you his mentality right there. That's a child's mentality. That's how a kid thinks. Hey, I'd rather stay home and play the game and make 450,000 VC in 20 hours than go to work and make the money to just buy what I want in the game like an adult. Okay, let me see what's going on with the chat because I just got done with this. Hold on, guys. Hold on, guys. I got to do one thing real quick. And that was his answer to work was that he would rather just play the game and instead of going to work and earn money, which is fine if that's what you want to do also. I don't care what people want to do with their lives. I can care less. I'm not here to gossip and spread rumors about people and make up stuff. And also, I'm not here to talk about their financial business with the people in their comment section because we're talking about the game. This game these are channels that we have going on to talk about the game and playing the game, not talk about the people in the community that play the game. That's just ridiculous to talk about them like you actually know them. And he like wants to talk about me and DBG and JC2K and Ty Debo like he actually knows us, to fool his audience into thinking that we know him or we're down with them or he's associated with us. Trust me when I say that DBG and Ty Debo and JC2K, they fucking hate Heat Vike. Trust me when I say those dudes hate him. Just as much as I do, just as much as and that's another thing I gotta get into, guys. Now Heat Vike's newest claim is that I am using burner accounts to leave him comments in his comment section. First of all, Heat Vike, I know that I own a lot of real estate in your little pea brain, in your little mind, but you don't own that kind of real estate in my mind. I'm not ever thinking about you unless I'm on YouTube and I see, you know, that you've left a comment about me. And guys, I apologize for sounding so flustered and frustrated with this, but I really am at the point where I can't take this anymore. So in the video that Heat Vike made about me for 2 hours, there was 67 comments left. I think 63 of them were people from my community, from my side of things, that were like, hey, Heat Vike, you suck. Heat Vike, you're bullshit. Heat Vike, I avoid your channel like the plague. Heat Vike, your TMZ content, you're so negative. Heat Vike, you're making a big deal out of nothing. Heat Vike, you're fabricating fake beef and it's weird. Heat Vike, you're dragging this on for too long and it's getting boring. It was those type of comments. And there was about 63 out of 67 of those comments were those kind of comments from people from my community. And he said, oh, that's not, those aren't real accounts. Those are all Indie2K. All 65 of those comments were left by Indie2K under burner accounts. Heat Vike, I hate to tell you this, but I am not Lost in Comics. I am not Marcus Wagner. I am not FOMO. I am not Ball Hog. I am not True Blue. And some of these accounts are people that have been in the MYTEAM community for like 3 or 4 years or longer. You could just click on their name and see that they've been around for a while. But he's now trying to convince people that they're all my account and they're my burner accounts. He's like, I hate to tell you this, my dude, but you're not that important. And I got too many important things in life to do than sit here and make even 1 or 2 fake burner accounts. But he wants to say that those 65 comments out of the 67 he received were my burner accounts that I made 3 years before my Indie2K account ever came along, just in case someone named Heat Vike was attacking me. That's so delusional to think, man, and so paranoid and weird. It is very weird, and your behavior is so obsessive and compulsive now. I would put it in that stalker category. But he wants to say that I'm being obsessive and compulsive and stalkerish, and that he's constantly having to make videos to defend himself. Well, if that's true, you made the first video about me. I never said anything. You then made 6 more videos about me until I made my first live stream about you, where I had to address all of those videos you made about me, and that's why it was 4 hours long. At the end of that video, we played 3 games. I beat you 2 out of the 3 games, and I thought we squashed the beef and we hashed things out like men on PlayStation Party, and we talked things out. No, afterwards, he goes and makes another 2-hour video. Then he makes a fucking second video where it's an hour long, where half of that video he talked about me again. And then he makes another video about me and Ty Debo. That's 3 more videos where I haven't said nothing about him or to him. And that's 3 more videos about what? Oh, why does he have two timestamps on his thumbnails? Why is he playing the breakout board? Oh, he's attacking the offline gamers. He's attacking the auction house grinders. I never said any of that. I can care less what anyone does on this game until somebody talks about me. Then that's when I care. That's when I give a shit. You know, if he wants to talk about, hey, Indy, you know, stay in your lane. My lane is the auction house. Your lane is gameplay and building squads. then why attack the people that are playing the game? You know why? Because he doesn't play the game. He doesn't know how to play the game. He can't play the game because he sucks at the game. So all he could do is talk about the people that play the game for views. And instead of talking about them in a positive manner and depicting them in a positive light, he'd rather get the views through negativity. I did a fucking stream about a week ago. I think I was streaming for like 6 hours. During that 6 hours, I spoke about 2K James beating Tybo in a game of King of the Court. I had nothing but, I did nothing but give 2K James his flowers, his props, and his respects on beating Ty Debo in King of the Court. There was no reason to spread any dirt or throw any dirt on the man's name. None of that. The live stream got like 400 views. I think it got like 325 actually, now that I'm looking back on it. And I didn't have to throw any fucking type of negativity or shade on him. But Heat Vike over here, that's all he wants to do. He'll give you one bullshit video on the fucking auction house or how to snipe some diamond shoes in season 9 of Endgame. He'll give you one bullshit video like that, and then the rest of the video is just to attack people with his negativity. That's all it is. Like I said, DBG wasn't even back for 24 hours, and he already made a video nitpicking at DBG. The video before that was nitpicking at me and Ty Debo about thumbnails. Not about the game, but about thumbnails. Another thing I want to talk about, not only does he talk about my financial situation with his community, which is all fabricated bullshit because he knows nothing about me. If he did know something about me, Heat Vike would know that I own a 5-bedroom house, over 2,000 square feet, a half an acre worth of land in Orlando, Florida. I don't pay rent and I don't have a mortgage because I own my house. I own my Toyota Camry. I own my Porsche 928. And I could afford to rip packs with VC. Pocket watcher. Pocket watcher. Good Lord, stop counting my pockets. Pocket watcher. But and then other things he wanted to do was a member from his community wanted to say something about my dead father. I don't know. If that's not reaching a new low, guys, I don't know what is. And then Heat Vike took it upon himself to mention my son. I don't know why is he mentioning my son. I would think that's the last thing you want to do is mention my son. But he took it upon himself to mention my son's name in his video. And he said that my son had a burner account and that he had a YouTube channel and that he's Elijah Gaming. And it had to have been the most ridiculous, idiotic thing I ever heard anyone say. It was just pure stupidity. My son is 8 years old. I barely let him onto YouTube nowadays. He does not have his own channel. But this summer, he wanted to use my platform to stream some Roblox, which somebody in his community said that it was so gay that me and my son were over there streaming Roblox together, having a good time and having fun. And that it was so, like, I don't know, like it was the worst thing ever or something like that. Or, oh, what is a grown man doing playing Roblox? Well, let me tell you what a grown man is doing playing Roblox. A grown man that is a father of an 8-year-old child that will do anything to make him happy, whatever it possibly takes to make him happy and keep him happy and living his best life is gonna do. And if my kid wants to get on my YouTube platform and stream some Roblox and hang out and have a good time with me and have fun, guess what? We're gonna stream some Roblox. He's done 3 Roblox videos this summer. One of them got 1,400 views, the other one got 8, and the other one got 4. 400 views for a video that we only streamed the game for 56 minutes. And we had fun with it. That's even, I don't even think Heat Fight could get 400 views on the live stream. But my son could do it at 8 years old. But not only did we have fun, but what is it to you that I'm streaming Roblox with my kid? What is it to Heat Vike's community? And what makes you think that it's cool to make fun of that? Like, oh, this guy's over there being a good dad. Well, I'm sorry, and I can't remember the guy's name. Maybe it was Kingslayer, maybe it was someone else. I can't remember. I can't keep track of all of Heat Vike's boyfriends from his comment section, all of Heat Vike's, all of his 1,000 subscribers, then you and your community have hit an all-time low if you think something is wrong with being a good dad. Maybe the people, you and your community, maybe some of you guys needed some extra hugs from your dad, or maybe some of you guys need some extra attention from your dad. Then maybe you would have been brought up with some manners. You'd learn how to be polite instead of fucking rude and disrespectful to people and constantly talking negative about them in your videos, trying to depict them in a bad and in a negative way when they're out there trying to make videos to make their bread and support families with. Heat Vike. But Heat Vike wanted to say that my son is 8 years old, he's got his own channel, and that he's my burner account. That's his newest fabricated lies. That's his newest bullshit lies. And that my son is the one leaving the comments in his comment section, or I'm the one leaving comments in his comment section. Heat Vike, Indie2K used to have a channel in 2K24, and Elijah Gaming, I've known him since like Ant Live's room back in the day. Like, he's been a part of the community for like 3 years. So unless I went back in time and I made a burner account for my Indie2K account 3 years before this account existed, just in case Heat Vike would attack me, just in case someone named Heat Vike was gonna, that's some Back to the Future shit right there. And no, my son does not have an account. My son doesn't have a burner account. My son does not have his own YouTube channel. He is 8 years old. When we started streaming, I had to come up with a name for him, and I'm not that original on the spot. I couldn't come up with a name, so I took a name that I was already familiar with on YouTube, a name that, you know, of someone that was subscribed to my channel. And at first I was like trying to say, hey, Papa, do you want to be called Eli is Gaming? He didn't like that. He said, oh, I want my full name to be in it. So I said, do you want to do it Elijah is Gaming? He was like, oh, I don't like the way it looks when you write it down. So I said, do you want to go with Elijah Gaming? He said, yes. And that's what we went with. Not because my son that's 8 years old started his own channel, not because my son that's 8 years old has his own accounts or is leaving comments. The kid just, he's 8 years old. He's in first grade. He just learned how to read and write. I mean, good Lord. But Heat Vike wants to think that just because I called him Elijah Gaming on my channel, he solved the mystery of all of those, all 65 out of the 67 comments that were left on his account. He solved the mystery. There must be all burner accounts belonging to Indy and his son, and they're leaving me all the negative comments. They're the people that say they hate me. They're the ones that say they're gonna avoid me like the plague. They're the ones calling my content bullshit, calling my content TMZ trash. No, that's how you want to cope with it, Heat Vike. Because unfortunately, there was 65 people that wanted to go into your comment section and tell you that you suck donkey dick. And there was only 2 or 3 or 4 people that came to your defense. And again, guys, I want to thank everyone that went into those comment sections, into his comment section, and defended me and stuck up for me. That kind of stuff really touches me, and like it means a lot to me, more than you'll know. And words can't describe how much it means to me. And it's my honor to have you guys as my community and to be a part of the community with you guys. But and then he made such a big deal about thumbnails, and then he made a big deal about talking about burner accounts, and that my son has an account and my son has a burner account and all of this nonsense. I didn't read the whole huge paragraph. But then somebody came into my last live stream and they said, hey, Indy, do you know that Heat Vike made another video about you, or left a comment saying that you made a burner account called Heat Vike's Mommy? And guys, while I think it's hilarious, I think it's hysterical that somebody made an account called Heat Vike's Mommy. That happens to every damn streamer. I've seen it happen to everyone. I've seen it happen to Ant Live. I've seen it happen to Decentric. Somebody comes in there with a picture of them in their thumbnail or in their little PIP, and somebody makes an account on them. I wish I would have thought of that. I'm not that funny. I'm not that witty. I did not make the Heat Vikes mommy account. But it looks like there's just people in the community now that are choosing to troll Heat Vike. He sucks at the game. He lost at the game. He doesn't know nothing about the game. He can't talk about the game. He'll never talk about the game because he doesn't play it. All he is an auctioneer. All he does is attack everyone's favorite streamer or everyone's favorite content creator. He's constantly talking about DBG or JC2K or Ty Debo. That's all he could do. That's all he knows how to do. And that's all he can do because he can't do anything else because he doesn't play the game. And when you don't play the game, you got to make up trash content. You got to fabricate lies. You got to make up bullshit to keep on making content because you can't talk about the game itself because you don't play it. I also want to add that there was one time YouTube sent me a notification saying that something was going on in my comment section. Someone was saying that YouTube was saying that there was something being said in my comment section that was I think using foul language. So I had to go back to my comment section and I had to delete a bunch of comments. And I realized there was Heat Vike and there was one other person talking to him. I don't know who it was. I don't think it was a real account because you could tell that the way the conversation was going, the person would leave a comment, Heat Vike would comment back right afterwards. That person would leave another comment, he would comment right back. And it was like they were having a conversation, but it was really just somebody having a conversation with himself. And it was just Heat Vike having a conversation with himself, pretending to be two different people. And I guess maybe and I guess maybe I said something like, with foul language in it in one of the comments, and YouTube was like, hey, you can get a strike for that, please erase that comment. And I had to go back and I had to erase the comment. And I had to erase the other comments left by Heat Vike and what I thought was a fake burner account because it sounded like somebody having a conversation with themselves, and it looked really suspicious, and it was all negative comments, so I had to erase them and stuff. But Heat Vike over here wants to claim that he sits there and he watches his comment section, and that he noticed that the likes in his comment section, the comments in the comment section were getting too many likes. The comments where people said, hey Heat Vike, I'm gonna avoid your channel like the plague, got too many likes. The comment where somebody called them TMZ trash got too many likes. The comment where somebody said, hey, your content is bullshit, got too many likes. Those got too many likes for Heat Vike's liking. So he kind of went there and said, oh, these have got to be all fake likes. And that these have to be all of Indie's burner accounts. And his son has got a burner account, and and he's Eli Gaming. And he must have made this account called Heat Vike's mom. To be honest, guys, I think the person that made that account, Heat Vike's mommy, was Heat Vike. I think that's who made it. And again, just doing this to fabricate more bullshit, create more content for his channel to get fucking fake views. He's not even covering MYTEAM anymore. He's just covering the people in the community that actually play the game. That's all he's constantly covering nowadays. He's not covering anything else. So I don't think it was anybody from my side of things, from my community, from my camp, because the people in my community are mostly like positive people. You got to remember that Heat Vike comes over from the Carlo camp. He comes over from the Warlow camp. And Carlo's camp, his community is really weird. If you just go into a Carlo stream, you'll be able to see how weird his community truly is. And what they say and what they talk about in the chat. You only got to be in there for like 5 minutes and you'll get an idea of how odd a lot of those people are. And a lot of that community has migrated to Heat Vike's community. Because Heat Vike, like Carlo, where he's obsessive, compulsive, and stalkerish. That's the way Carlo is constantly attacking JC, DBG, and Ty Debo. And being obsessive and compulsive about Ty Debo. What does Heat Vike do? He does the same thing for views. He's obsessive, compulsive, and stalkerish. He's like paparazzi. for Ty Debo. What does he talk about in his videos? He talks about DBG, JC, myself, and Ty Debo constantly. He has nothing to do with the game. The only reason why he makes videos on how to snipe and how to work the auction house is just as a fun to put out videos about other people that actually play the game in the community. That's it. That's all it is. And I didn't make the Heat Vikes Mommy account, and I don't think anyone from my community did, because I asked a bunch of people, hey, did you make that account? Hey, do you know who made it? At first I thought I knew who made it, and I was gonna talk to them and tell them to take it down, or I could find the person and tell them to take it down. Not one person said it was me. Not one person came and said, yo, Indie, I did this. I did have a lot of people say, yo, Indie, I have 2 accounts, and I run 2 accounts on YouTube. You know, like FOMO's got 2 accounts. But none of them said, you know, hey, I'm Heat Vikes Mom. And then the more I thought about it, and I thought about the other day when I caught Heat Vike in my chats, in my comment section, having a conversation with himself, and using a burner account in my comment section to leave negative, toxic comments. I realized, like, hey, no one on my side of things made that account. He made that account to play the victim and to be able to try to flip things and twist things around like he always does, and saying, look, Indie2K's attacking me again. I gotta make more content on him. And like I said, ever since my last 4-hour live stream where I beat Heat Vike in 2 out of 3 games, and I thought we hatched things out and I thought all the beef was done, he goes and makes 3 more videos after, and I didn't say anything. And then he goes and he writes this novel about how he's watching the comment section and how he's realizing that too many of the hate comments on him were getting too many likes, and they were getting them too quickly, and they were getting them during the time of day where I think Indie's awake. That sounds delusional. It sounds paranoid. It sounds crazy. And you're making yourself look like a complete fucking idiot, Heat Vike. Now he's over there studying his comment section and saying, hey, I noticed that the comment where Lost in Comics says, I avoid your channel like the plague, Heat Vike, it got too many likes, and it got it all between 8 a.m. and 12 p.m. in the afternoon. And Indie's up during those times. He gave those comments all of those likes. He's all 65 people in my comment section leaving me negative comments. My dude, I'm sorry that I own that real estate in your mind. I'm sorry that you're that mad, that sad at things, but you don't own that any kind of real estate in my mind. Now, you're not taking up not one single brain cell in my fucking head. But he now wants to claim that he now wants to talk about my 8-year-old son having his own YouTube account and that he's got a burner account. My son is 8 years old. I think Elijah Gaming has been around for at least 4 years. I don't think my son had his own YouTube channel or his own account at 4, and he still doesn't, because I don't ever let him on YouTube like that. But now Heat Vike thinks it's okay to talk about my son. It's ridiculous. Where does it stop? I know you can't come up with content about the game, so now you gotta fabricate lies and bullshit and talk about things that have nothing to do with the game to get content, to get views, to be able to make videos on just craziness. But let's not go write a novel and come up with bullshit and fabricating lies. And I never had this kind of problem with anyone in the community. Everyone knows that I'm so supportive of everyone in the MYTEAM community. It doesn't matter if you're on Instagram. It doesn't matter if you're on Twitter or Twitch or YouTube. I'm over there in your fucking chat supporting you. I'm over there in your comment section supporting you. But this guy wants to talk about everyone in the community and depict them in a bad, negative light. He has to talk about JC every day. He's got to talk about DBG, not even 24. DBG wasn't even back 24 hours, and he like put up a video 10 hours into his return. What are you, a little schoolgirl that reports on the fucking boys, the newest boy in school? He sounds like a little girl that's constantly gossiping and spreading rumors. And then when you fucking don't agree with his opinions and thoughts on the game, he cries and bitches about it. I don't even see how anyone finds him credible or how does he have any validation when it comes to talking about this game when he doesn't play the game? What does he know about the game? But guys, that's all I've got to say on the subject. I pretty much touched on everything, from people in this comment section talking about my dead father who passed away when I was 13, if you must know, and to talking about my son and why was I streaming Roblox with them to make him happy and trying to be a good dad, and that he must be a burner account and he's leaving the comments, his comment section, or I don't get what he was trying to say. I wasn't gonna sit there and read that whole fucking novel. The guy wrote a fucking novel about me, like as if he was fucking, I can't think of any, as if he was Stan Lee writing a comic book or some shit about a supervillain. And he's also claiming that he fucking studies and watches the comment section, and he realizes that the comments are getting too many likes too quickly at a certain time and on certain days, and those are the days that I'm home, and I don't know what is he trying to say or prove anymore, but he keeps fabricating shit and coming up with bullshit content just to make content out of it, just to put things up on YouTube and get views. If there was any truth to any of this, or any of this was a big deal, or he wanted to actually talk about shit like men face to face, he's got me on his PlayStation Network. He could hit me up and send me a message, a private message, and we could talk about things. But instead, he wants to fucking come on YouTube and make it like we're two girls that are making catty little videos about each other on TikTok. He'd rather do that. That's what he wants to do. He wants fake beef for content and views. And I'm just not done with it, guys. I don't care about it anymore. It's a waste of time. I already did what I had to do in this game. I already proved my point. I destroyed Heat Vike. I destroyed your boy Heat Vike in Showdown. I destroyed him in his own mode of triple threat. I won the games. I got the W. He took the L. In the ass. Okay, just the way Ty Debo and DBG ripped him on you ass, I ripped him on you asshole. He's now got 3 bungholes. He's the man with 3 bungs. Okay? So there is no... There is no rivalry. There is no fake beef. He's not on my level. He's not in my league. I did what I had to do. I did what I wanted to do, which was just beat him in the game. That's it, you know, because I knew he was full of shit. I knew he knew nothing about the game, and I knew that he didn't play the game, and that he wasn't actually about the game. He's just somebody that's out here for YouTube views. Or else, if he was about the community, if he was about the game, he would actually be playing the game with the people in the community. He would stream the game with us, with you guys. He would run park. He would run team up with you guys. He would play you guys in Showdown. But he himself said he hasn't played Showdown for 3 years now. He hasn't played online in 3 years. He barely plays the breakout board. You know, I think he plays the breakout board for MT. But that's all I have to say on the matter and on the subject. How you doing? I've got an order for Louis D.
It's not ready.
Not ready?
No.
Okay, take your time. So, I don't really care what he says anymore. I'm not going to address anything. The only reason why I had to address something is because he brought my son's name into it. And he started saying like crazy nonsense about like burner accounts. Like, my dude, I don't have the time and day to sit here and create 65 burner accounts. I don't have the time and day to go leave you 65 negative comments. I can care less. You know, you don't own any sort of real estate in my mind for me to go there and do all of that and leave comments at 8 in the morning or leave those comments likes and shit. You know, so I just think that it's him and his channel and the people in his community, the weird ass people in his community, have hit an all-time low to be talking about like, oh, his financial situations, how much money does he make or earn, where does he live, or, is he living a good life, or is he living like, you know, the life of like some broke ass person that has to go out there and work to just rip packs, and he lives in a trailer. I don't know what the fuck they were trying to say or talk about. From talking about that to my dead father, to talking about my 8-year-old son, and fabricating lies about burner accounts and that he's leaving. The kid just learned how to read and write this year. He's in first grade, and they're over here talking about that he's leaving 65 comments, you know, on a burner account, and he's up at 8 in the morning leaving likes one after. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? Oh, that I'm doing that. Like, that's just ridiculous. And I feel like his channel has hit like a new low. His community has hit a new low. And it's because he guides his community in that direction. And then he gets mad when somebody makes an account. Because you got to think, there was 65 people that left negative comments on Heat Vikes' channel. You got to think that's 65 people that you don't like. That don't like you, and you don't like them, and you weren't respectful when you spoke to them. You didn't show them any sort of mannerisms. You were just disrespectful. And that's 65 people that don't like you. You got to imagine that some of those people, or at least one of them, are going to fucking troll you back. And that's what happened. Somebody made the account Heat Vikes Mommy. And I don't know if it was someone from my community. It definitely wasn't me. And I don't think it was anybody within my community, because I did ask a bunch of people if they did that. And some people admitted they did have double accounts, but not that they did anything negative with it, or that they left negative comment on Heat Vikes' comment section, or that they made up another one to troll them. So I think it's either Heat Vike, again, searching for attention, and he said, hey, I'm going to fabricate this story. I'm going to create this account, and then I'm going to fabricate this story, try to make Indie look bad, depict them in a bad light, and that gives me another video I can do. That gives me content that I can put out. And I think it's either him, that he made up the account, or it's, you know, somebody trolling him. Because like I said, I did count, YouTube did catch somebody, some kind of, they said it was just like abnormal activity in my comment section, and that it was foul language left in my comment section. And then when I went to the video they were talking about, there was just 2 people there that was leaving a bunch of comments. It was Heat Vike and someone else, and it didn't look like it was a genuine like comment by 2 different people. It just looked like Heat Vike would leave a comment, the other person would respond back like 3 seconds later, and then Heat Vike would respond back. And it was like they were having this whole like conversation in my comment section, but it just seemed like it was just one person talking to himself and leaving comments to himself. And when I realized Heat Vike was doing that type of shit, I deleted all the comments. The very next day, Heat Vike's Mommy account pops up. And I was just like, well, that's either someone trolling him, or that's just Heat Vike making up the comment, making up the account just to have content and just to make another video about it. And this time he wrote like a whole fucking novel about it, like, you know, that he had the proof, and he's staring at the comment section, and he's noticing that the comments are getting too many likes, you know, too quickly, and what time they're getting the likes, and Indie2K is awake during these times, and all sorts of weirdness and craziness. And at this point I don't even know what to say or what to do. I just know that it's getting weird and it's getting old. He's been doing it for a year now. It was a year ago that Heat Vike made his first video on me. Since then, guys, Heat Vike is now up to 10 videos about me, or where he talks about me, and I can't even tell you guys how many videos he's made on DBG and JC2K and Ty Debo, because it's really every other video is about one of those guys. And if you want to make that kind of content, if your parents ain't teach you no manners and how to be respectful, and you think the right thing to do is make this disrespectful, negative, toxic content on everyone, and you're too stupid to figure out, well, why isn't anyone else making this kind of content? It gets me views. It's because nobody else wants to take that route. Nobody else wants to sink that low to make TMZ content on the people within the community that talk about the game, that play the game. You just want to talk about the people that play the game. Nobody else wants to do that kind of negative content on people, because the channels are about playing the actual game. The channels are meant to spread knowledge and information about the game, how to play the game, how you can learn from these content creators and streamers, is to uplift the game, you know. And instead of being positive and supportive of people like JC and DBG and Ty Debo, instead of praising them for being the goats of the community, and for people making content on this dying community. My team is a dying community, and it's a mode that's dying. And these guys are keeping the game alive. You know, they're putting all the weight of the community, all of the responsibility of keeping this mode and this My Team community alive and entertained. They're doing all of that. If not, the mode itself would even be more dead if we didn't have people like DBG and JC and Ty in the community. Instead of praising them, he just wants to fucking talk about them negatively. He wants to depict them in a negative light, and he wants to be toxic. And I'm glad it's working out for you now. But as you can see from the video that he did, that 2-hour video where all he wanted to do was talk negative about me for 2 hours, 67 comments, 64 or 65 of them were people that came to my aid, that wanted to say, hey, you're wrong, Heat Vike. Your content is trash. Your content is negative. Your content is TMZ content. People said in his comment section they want to avoid his channel like the plague. That's how toxic and negative they think he is. So, you know, if that's not proof enough, if that doesn't say it all, I don't know what's gonna, you know, get through his head. How you doing? I got the order for Lewis.
Will you cook it for me first, please?
Sure. Thank you so much. You have a good night.
Thank you so much.
No problem, ma'am. If that doesn't say it all and that can't get through your head, then nothing will. But at least don't mention, you know, don't guide your people to saying stuff about my dad passing away, or my son talking about my son, and like he's 8 years old and that he's got burner accounts and that he's participating in this negativity and this toxicity. Let's not do that. Let's not stoop to new lows. You know, let's not fabricate shit about people's financial situations. Let's not pocket watch and pocket count, you know, on how much people spend on the game. You know, why not just stick to talking about the game? But the problem is that since he doesn't play the game, he doesn't know how to play the game, and he can't play the game, he has no other choice but to resort to this type of low content just for views. And I'm glad it works for you now, but just like the people in your comment section that said, hey, your content is bullshit and I'm already tired of it. If that many people are tired of your content from just my side of the, you know, my camp, imagine how many other people, you know, didn't sub up to you or avoid your content like the plague, like they said in your comment section. They avoid your content like the plague. Imagine how many of those people, how many people are out there doing that? How many people are out there that are avoiding your channel that you could have had as subs, as viewers, if you just pumped out positive content that was actually about the game, instead of just spreading TMZ content, you know. You know, instead of just, you know, spreading rumors and gossip and just, what the fuck has Ty Debo done to you for you to attack him about his thumbnails? And who cares about his thumbnails being AI generated and created? Who cares? Like, really, is it that important to you? Is it that big of a deal to you? Or are you just that obsessive, that compulsive? You know, like and like I said, guys, you know, he's from the Carlo camp. And that's what Carlo is. Carlo's obsessive. He's compulsive. He is constantly talking about Ty Debo. He is constantly talking about JC2K. He is constantly attacking them aggressively with his negativity and toxicity. And that's why no one likes Carlo. Now, is Carlo entertaining? Yes. Is Carlo funny? Yes. Is Heat Vike entertaining and funny? No. Heat Vike has a very monotone voice. He puts me to sleep. Heat Vike is good for when I first wake up and I don't want to hear somebody like Carlo or Carlos' story. When I first wake up, I'll turn on some Heat Vike when I'm sitting on the commode taking a crap, because he usually pumps out crappy content. And then when I'm gonna fall asleep, sometimes I'll put on some Heat Vike because he'll bore me, and I'll kind of drift away and fall asleep. You know, is it still good content? Yeah, Heat Vike still puts out good content, but what he puts out now is not the same content that he used to put out when he first started. When Heat Vike first started, he did nothing but positive content on the game. But he saw that it wasn't working view-wise, that the only person that was getting any sort of views when talking positive about the game was Big D the Guru at the time. And Heat Vike is not entertaining like Big D the Guru. Hold on, guys. And since Heat Vike is not entertaining like Big D the Guru, and since he's not informative and knowledgeful of the game like Big D the Guru, and since he doesn't stream like Big D the Guru was, and doing things with the community, that positivity that Heat Vike was spreading at first came off as phony. And when Heat Vike saw that that wasn't getting him views, he said, well, what's gonna get me views? Oh, I see that no one's talking about other people in the community. I see that no one's doing this TMZ-like content. Let me start talking about everyone in the community. I'm gonna be negative and toxic towards them. That's gonna get me the attention that I'm searching for like a baby. And I'm gonna get the views that I want by throwing temper tantrums over thumbnails and making a big deal out of nothing. I lost track of how many people in Heat Vike's comment section where they told Heat Vike, you're really making a big deal about nothing. I don't think Indie was attacking you. Heat Vike, this beef that you're fabricating seems forced and fake. Heat Vike, stop forcing the beef. There's been plenty of comments like that, and he doesn't care, and it's not gonna get through to him because all he cares about is getting these views for the content. And yes, to a point, that's what we're all here for. Really, guys, I'm not here for views or I kind of do the whole MYTEAM thing and the whole YouTube thing because it's a hobby of mine. I love the game. I love playing the game. I love the people in the community like Corey, all of the positive people like Mozzarella Sticks. Also Heat Vike, I am not Mozzarella Sticks. I know Heat Vike wanted to say that I was all 65 people in his comment section. I'm not Lost in Comics. I'm not Mozzarella Sticks. I'm not FOMO. I'm not Ball Hogger. I'm not Marcus. I'm none of those people. Those are all real people within the community that I'm real thankful to have in my community. And that's why I stream the game. That's why I put out content on the game. Not because I'm gonna get rich off of this game. You need to get 5,550 views to earn $125 to $150, depending on how much YouTube pays you. And YouTube only pays you once a month. They pay you once a month. And I usually make anywhere from like $125 to $150 a month. And even some of the bigger content creators like a DBG or JC2K or Tidebo, I don't think they're ever gonna sit, well, besides Tidebo, none of them are gonna sit here and tell you that they're made millions of dollars off of covering MYTEAM content on YouTube. So I do this for like a hobby. So, you know, the fact that I get to make $150, you know, a month by covering MYTEAM and playing the game and making a few videos or clipping a few videos, clipping part of my live stream and putting it into a video format. The fact that I get to make $150 doing that a month and bring in some extra side hustle money, I love it because most of all, I get to play the game. I get to show off how good I am at the game. And I get to rock it out with the community. I get to sit there and rock it out with you guys in the chat, play you guys in Showdown, team up with you guys at the park or team up with you guys at Team Up. I get to do all of that great fun stuff. That's the reason why I do the whole MYTEAM stuff and covering, you know, and content. It's not because I think I'm going to become Troy Dan one day and become rich off of this. And to anyone that thinks that they're going to become Troy Dan off of this, you're fucking delusional. You know, and even if you get 1,000 views per video and you pump out 3 videos a day, you're making about the same amount of money. You're making maybe $200 a month. Because instead of your videos hitting 500 views or 700 views, your videos are now hitting 1,000 views, you're maybe making like $200 a month, you know, tops. Even if you pump out 3 videos a day, for you to make $150 off of one video, that video by itself has to hit 5,000 views. The only person I see doing stuff like that is JC and Ty Debo. That's it. They already got this market on lockdown. They own this market. They own this fucking. They've cornered the market. Them DBG, you know, and rightfully so, because they've been a part of the community for 10 years. They're not somebody that's just new on the scene that wants to get fucking views and attention by talking about the people that have been a part of the community for 10 plus years. People that actually do stuff for the community. People that do stuff with the community. People that stream the game with the community. Heat Vike. Yo, what's good, CG1464? Guys, if you don't know CG1464, please check out his channel. He doesn't put out much content, but he streams, and he's really good at the game because he plays the game. Me and CG1464 have been going back and forth since 2K25. I believe he beat me in 2K25. I beat him in 2K26. And then we've just been going back and forth. And if he's gonna beat me, it's because he's good at the game and he actually knows a thing or two about the game and he can play the game. So look out for him when he streams and sub up to him. But you know, I wish I could say the same thing about Heat Fight, guys, but all this guy does is talk about the people in the community. All he wants to do is be negative about the people in the community. And he doesn't play the game at all, not one bit. He plays the breakout board. That's what he plays. He plays the breakout board. And he only plays the breakout board so he can make MT off of it. Once the breakout board gets difficult, he ends and he restarts and he goes back to making MT. That's all he does. He plays the game. He says he's grinded. He's made 70 million MT this year. He's got no team to show for it. He's got no MT in the bank, saved and stacked up. All he wants to do is rip packs. That's what DBG would call a pack addict. And guys, I don't want any of you guys ever to have to succumb to that and be a pack addict where you're over there grinding the game to make 70 million MT so you can rip packs. You shouldn't have to go play My Career and play My Career for 20 hours a week to earn 450,000 VC so you can go back to just ripping packs like a pack addict. My dudes, go out there and get a job, make some money. There's nothing wrong with earning a hard day's worth of living and making that bread and being able to just buy the things you want to buy in the game and just being able to spend it on whatever you want afterwards. It's better than just earning fake virtual video game currency that is going to take you 20 to 40 hours to earn and you can only spend on that video game. Don't let 2K turn you into a fucking slave. Don't let them turn you into a zombie. Don't sit there and fucking just play that brain rot all day and not go out there and touch grass or touch ass. Go get some pussy. Good Lord. Over there fucking... You know how long it takes to make 450,000 VC on My Career? How long it takes to earn that shit over there? My God. At least 20 hours. That's fucking overtime. That's a part-time shift. You can go to work and make money during those 20 hours. You could buy whatever you want in the game and then treat your family and go out to eat or something. Take them to the movies. Buy yourself a pair of new sneakers. Get yourself a haircut. Pay some bills. But he want to talk about go fucking grind My Career for 20 hours and go make 450,000 VC. That's the VC method. He wants to talk about breaking down event pieces, breaking down GOAT cards, so you can get fucking sneaker and takeover boost from the exchange event and do that for 4 hours a day so you can make MT. Fuck, man, that sounds terrible. I don't know of anyone on the planet that would rather make MT and VC and just buy the things you want in the game versus going out there and making real life money. I don't know anyone that would tell you that that's the right thing that you should do and that's what they want to do over making real life money. If that's what you want to do over making real life money, then you got your priorities all fucked up. You know, somebody didn't teach you how to be a man. shit. I mean, that's a fucking child's answer. That's a kid's answer. A kid that has no responsibilities. Oh, I'm just gonna sit here and grind out 20 hours of fucking of my career to make 450,000 VC. Or I'm gonna sit here and do the MT method and break down the event pieces for 4 to 5 hours a day so I can make 100,000 MT. That's such damn brain rot. That's such a waste of time. But again, he must have the time to do that shit because he does not play the game. He says he has not played Showdown in 3 years. He has not played online Showdown in 3 years. He doesn't play any 5v5 at all whatsoever, including he does not play Domination. It is too difficult. Imagine this, guys. A guy that cannot even beat Domination wants to talk trash to the greatest player in our community, the greatest player our community has ever seen, Ty motherfucking Debo. He wants to talk trash to that guy, but he can't even beat Domination. Oh my God, some fucking nerve. Some nerve. Like, that's crazy. That's so wild. Exactly, Corey. Time is the most precious. And guys, I don't mean to get so serious right here. But guys, let me tell you how precious time is. Time is more precious than anything on earth. Time is more precious than money, gold, anything. It is priceless. There is no value that you could put on time. And time isn't just money. Time is your life and the memories you make with your life. So if you're just spending your life breaking down GOAT event pieces, if you're just spending your life wasting away doing MT methods, if you're just there spending your life doing the VC method in my career, you are truly just wasting your time and your life and the memories you can make within that time frame, in that part of life that you dedicated and devoted to just grinding it out for VC. You could have been doing so much other stuff with that time with your life, that when you're dedicating and devoting that kind of time in your life and your memories that you could have been making with that time to just 2K, guess what you have done? You have paid for the game in more ways than one. You have become a slave to the game. You have become a mindless zombie slave to the game. And you have given them something far more valuable than money, far more precious than money. You have given them your time. You have given them your life. You have given them the time and the life and the things that you could have done with that time and that life off the game. The memories that you could have made while off the game, while not breaking down GOAT event pieces or doing MT methods or doing VC methods and wasting away and wasting time and life. The most precious asset that there is. But I guess that's too complicated for some people to fucking figure out or to deal with. They'd rather just be a pack addict. And that's the true reason why 2K owns Heatvike, because he is a pack addict. And we've all been there and done that. But guess what? We do it as adults. And we buy it with our own fucking money. We don't let it take away from our time. We don't let it take away from our life and the memories we can make with it and the time that we can spend with others, with actual loved ones and other actual people. Instead of just sitting there, staring at a screen, breaking down event pieces like a slave, because 2K owns you. They own your brain. They own your mind. But God forbid anyone gives their thoughts and opinions on their game and doesn't agree with Heatvike and his MT methods and what he advises people to do. He'll go and make fucking 10 videos about one thing you say. One sentence. And then he wonders, well, why you gotta stream about it for 4 hours? I don't know, Heatvike. You only made 7 videos about me before I addressed the matter. And that's what it is, guys. You know, and it's sad that this community went from having great people in it, like Ant Live, Gaming Dad, Josh 2K, Jason 007, Electric Sammy, Big C Richie, and Big D the Guru. We went from that to Heatvike. to TMZ trash content that has nothing to do with the game. It's just all bullshit. It's gossip. It's rumor mill. It's just him throwing dirt on people's name, trying to besmirch their good name, trying to get their views to go down. That's how DBG and JC2K and Ty Debo, that's how they pay their bills. That's how they make their bread to support their family. But he wants to fucking throw dirt on their name. And luckily for me, I don't depend on, YouTube is just side money for me. It's a hobby that makes me side money. Like I make $150 a month off of this, and it goes right back into the game, right back into the community. So that's not how I make my money. And this is not even, this DoorDash stuff that I do with you guys is not even how I make my money. It's just a way for me to get out the house, be able to stream and talk to the community, and make some money while I'm doing it. I kill 2 birds with 1 stone doing this. And I get a bunch of views for it. And I can fucking, let people really know how it is. I'm not going to sit there and fucking bore you guys with a 2-hour video where I talk about Heat Vike the way he makes 2-hour videos on me. I'm not going to sit there and make a 40-minute video, another 30-minute video. It's like, good Lord, man. I would think that Heat Vike gets tired of editing those videos down and just hearing himself talk that much and be that negative constantly. Oh, Corey, Decentric is the GOAT when it comes to streamer. There's no one that streams more consistent than Decentric. There's no one that isn't out here every day for like anywhere from 2 to 6 hours a night streaming the game. He actually plays the game. He knows how to play the game. He's one of the best players I've ever seen play the game. The proof is in the pudding. The proof is all there in the stream that he's knowledgeable and informative about the game. Even when it comes to things like the auction house and sniping, he does a little bit of that. And he streams every day. He's actually there for the community, doing stuff for the community, Heat Vike. But you know what Heat Vike will say? He'll say that he's the best content creator. He's actually told me that. He's the best content creator out there. He does more for the community than anyone else out there does. That the rest of the community actually does nothing for the community. That the rest of the content creators and the rest of the streamers, Gaming Dad, Ant Live, Josh 2K, Ty Debo, all of those people, they do nothing for the community. What have they done for the community? He says nothing. He does stuff for the community. He gives the community the heads up on the auction house. Most of his content is so basic that it's all like common sense. It's all like obvious content. Guys, today I'm going to tell you how to make MT. Sell your sneakers. What? That's your fucking breakthrough fucking content? That's your big secret? That's your secret MT method? List your sneakers and make 2,000 to 3,000 MT at a time? Good Lord. But yeah, Decentric is definitely the GOAT of the MYTEAM community. And it doesn't get any better than Decentric when it comes to content creating. Every streamer that covers MYTEAM, they all want to be like Decentric. They all want to get those Decentric views. And that's why most of them don't last. Is, I miss Mainstream 2K, but Mainstream 2K used to get pissed off when he would see that he'd be streaming at the same time and that a lot of the people from his streams were in the Decentric streams, and you can't let things like that piss you off. You can't let those kind of negative thoughts invade your mind, and you can't let those kind of negative feelings invade you. Instead of being mad, you just got to be positive and supportive, and you got to put your time in. I want to give a shout out to Stizzo. If you guys don't know who Stizzo is also from like the Decentric camp or community. That's where I found Stizzo. That's how I learned of him. That's how I found out who he was, because he was a part of that great community that Decentric has built up. And from there, I found out that Stizzo was a streamer. Now, when Stizzo first started streaming like a year ago, the dude had maybe 4 to 5 people, maybe 6 people in there if he was lucky. Now Stizzo put in the time. Fuck, the other day he had 121 people in the chat on the live stream. Those are Decentric like numbers right there. So I'm going to give my flowers. I'm going to give props and respects out to Stizzo because he deserves it. He earned it. He didn't just pop up on the scene out of nowhere being a noob trying to figure out, hey, how do I get attention from people? How do I get views from my channel? Well, let me talk about people negatively. Let me chase clout. Let me talk about DBG, Ty Debo, JC2K, Indie2K. Let me talk about them as if I know them or I'm associated with them, and I can try to fool people into thinking that I know them or I'm associated with them or that I know a thing or two about the game. That's not what Stizzo did. Stizzo, you know, sat there and he showed you, hey, I know how to play this game. I know how to win at this game. I know a thing or two about this game. I know a thing or two about when it comes to winning. Decentric showed us, hey, I know how to dominate this game. I know how to beat the comp players. I know how to beat the tier 1 players. You know, that's how he got his credibility. That's how people, you know, found out about him and started watching his stream. He validated himself through his gameplay. You don't validate yourself by fucking talking negatively about everyone in the community. That's not a way to validate yourself with this game. Heat Vike isn't even playing the game. He's just talking about the people that play the game. And that's how he gets people to tune in, because people are like, hey, I want to see what you got. Somebody in his comment section, I think it was Lost in Comics. Lost in Comics said, hey, I only checked out your video because I saw that you were mentioning Indie2K's name. And that's what he does. He name drops DBG, JC2K, Ty Debo, and then that's how he gets people to clickbait onto his videos. It's all clickbait, all rage bait, all negative, toxic content. That's all it is. And you're gonna fucking click on it to see, oh, what is he gonna say about DBG this time? What is he gonna say about Ty Debo? Oh, he's beefing with Indie2K. There's a rivalry over there. Is he on that level? Is he in their league? My dude, if he couldn't beat me, he's definitely not in the same level or in the same league as JC and Ty Debo. I'm just an average casual player, and I destroyed Heat Vike. When it comes to the game, he played the game like a fucking child. And I'm talking about a child that's about 5 or 6 years old. That's how bad his skill set was. If he can't even beat domination and he can't beat the CPU on rookie, what makes you think he could beat me? Good Lord. Much less a Ty Debo. So, I don't know, guys. Like, to each their own. If people want to follow Heat Vike, you know, I'm gonna give Heat Vike his flowers and his props. Notice I did not say the word respect, because that man has sunk to new lows where him and his community now want to discuss my financial situation. They want to discuss my dead father, and they want to discuss my 8-year-old son. They have reached all new fucking lows. And when you gotta fabricate so much bullshit and lies, it's pretty sad. So I can't say I've got any respect for the man anymore. But excuse me, guys, give me a second to gather up my thoughts, because like I'm at such a loss for words that this has gone on for a year and it's 10 videos deep that he's now made 10 videos on me. It's fucking flabbergasting. It's unreal. It's just, I don't even know what to think anymore. But when you gotta make that kind of content and you gotta reach all new lows for views, you know, that's not how his channel started. His channel started off really positive. He was positive about the game. His content was positive. He was positive and supportive of the people in the community. He wanted to become a part of the community. He wanted to get to know the people in the community. Now all he does is attack everyone aggressively in the community, and he's negative and toxic towards everyone, and just making this bullshit TMZ content. And that's how he gets you to click onto his videos, by talking about your favorite streamers, your favorite content creator. You know, he's, like I said, he's spoken about everyone in the community, and that's how he gets his clicks, and that's how he gets his views. If that's what you want to do, that's great. You know, I like it when he was being positive. I like it when he was being informative about the auction house. Now this guy wants to make up bullshit videos about the auction house. Season 9, how to make MT off of diamond sneaker snipes. Okay, well, I clicked on the video. I said, I want to see how to make millions of MT off of sniping diamond shoes in Season 9. And let's see, did he actually make millions of MT off of, you know, doing his own MT method. He made an hour video on that, but then 30 minutes of that video he spoke about me. And that was the real reason for the video. And I was like, it's a shame that he has to resort back to that and use those kind of tactics to get views, where he's talking about me or DBG or Ty Debo or JC. It's sad to see him resort to those kind of tactics, because I know the man can make original content. I know he can make good thumbnails. I know he's really all about his content and his thumbnails and stuff. It's very important to him. It's serious stuff when it comes down to those thumbnails. He takes those thumbnails. If he doesn't see you with a good thumbnail, I mean, he made a whole video talking about Ty Debo and his AI thumbnails. He made